area is an episode. That's an episode of a podcast that we're gonna do right now.
It's an episode, a very special episode. Where
Is it a special one?
It's like a creepypasta.
A little creepypasta. Yeah.
It's a little,
A little more scandalous, a little more gossipy.
This one is, we don't have the name for it yet.
It's a spicy gentleman.
Yeah, inside the locker room.
Inside locker room smash.
Shower goss.
It's like if Gatorade made tea.
Do they not?
I don't think so.
I imagine they have a St. Arnold's.
St. Arnold's? An Arnold Palmer?
Palmer version.
I don't believe so. That would be a good idea, though. Gatorade, Arnold Palmer. Can you say it?
Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer. That's hard to say.
The thing I hate about Florida the most is that when you go down there, they put so much sugar in everything that if you ask for like a sparkling water, they go, "Okay, Mr. Fancy Pants." I'm like, just literally don't add the sugar.
This is where?
I like it. Chip's mom's house.
Chip's mom's house, yeah. Sounds about right.
Louisiana.
Good old Southern gal.
I said Florida, but that's just because one time I asked a black coffee at a Dunkin' Donuts, and he goes, "So wait, like you want half and half, or wait, do you want like the fake sugar in it?" I go, "No, just black." He goes, "Okay."
Okay. They probably don't get a lot of that at Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Dunkin'. But speaking of Dunkin', welcome to Seasoned Vets, a sports podcast.
Not about sports.
Not about sports.
I insist.
Mostly about donuts.
My name's Colton.
My name's Martin.
And as always, we have Jimmy Clifford.
Jimmy Clifford.
You guys, if you hated that song, write your own fucking song
and
send it to us because I'll use it.
Send us a fun little song. We'll use it or we won't.
That's a good point, too.
But you'll still feel good.
Have you ever written a song before?
Nope.
No? Were you ever in a band?
Actually, I wrote a parody song for a class once.
Ooh, what was the song?
It was a parody of the song "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys, but it had to talk about like the scientific thing of moles. You know, like a mole of something.
Like
oh yeah, like 1.8 times
whatever. Yeah.
10,
Oh,
10
I said
negative.
I want it mole way.
I want it mole way. Did you have to sing it in front of the class?
The whole class. It was so.
You don't remember any of it.
I mean, I think I blacked it out.
Can we get a snippet? I feel like you didn't, and you just don't want to do it right now.
I
feel like it's very much up there
somewhere.
I feel like it's very much up there.
Were you ever in a band?
I was in a hip hop group in my early 20s. You don't remember that?
What?
Thank you for reminding me.
So
What were
my
you
buddy's
called?
name was Will, right? And I was Martin, so we were Wilmart.
Wilmart, like Walmart.
Like Walmart, but Wilmart. They
That's
made it
good.
I
one
don't know how
mixtape.
that didn't pop.
Oh man, it popped. Our friends loved it. No, we did like a whole mixtape and we recorded it and we put it out. And then my friend was gonna move down to Madison. We were gonna really start working on it. And as soon as he agreed to do that, his girlfriend got in some kind of legal trouble and he just like fled to Seattle with her.
Well, that sounds like a rap.
Yeah, it was a very rap move.
This is a song I imagine from Martin Walmart. What is it? Walmart. Wilmart. At Walmart, you get to save on donut holes. From here, Wilmart, we'll save your souls. We're a Christian rap group. That's what I said. If you don't trust me, you might get dead. Please trust me. Please trust me. Please trust me.
That's exactly what we sounded like. Yeah.
Once again, 3 minutes into the podcast, Colton singing.
It doesn't take long. It's 3 minutes is pretty good for you.
Oh my God. I really enjoy a song. Just a good song.
Yeah. So going back, just for the record, when he asked, like, if you've ever wrote a song, and if I've ever wrote a song, it had nothing to do with his genuine interest about anything we did.
Well, I'm generally interested that you were in a rap group. That was fantastic.
It was basically just, let me make sure I appear like I'm considerate of the other people in the room before I start to talk about my own efforts and the things that I've done.
Yeah, but
so Colton, Colton, have you ever written a song?
Yeah. Don't even get me started. I think the appearance of consideration is the same as consideration.
I know you think that. I'm very aware that this is how you feel about it.
Unless you wanted to date me. Sorry, boys, I'm off the market.
That's right. Unless you can offer a record deal, then.
A record deal. That's man. If somebody was like, "Hey, Colton, you're actually not that funny, but I heard your voice, and I want to make a record deal with you."
You have been waiting for somebody to tell you that, I think, for at least 5 years.
Yeah, I approach my music career the same way I do self-checkout at the grocery store. Like, I just do it really fast and really good, and I'm hoping that a manager is going to come up and be like, "Whoa, wow, you were really good at scanning those groceries or singing."
Do you want a record deal? Yeah. It turns out I'm only moonlighting as a self-checkout grocery store attendant.
Right.
I am actually a part of research and development for RCA.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But I really do want like a HEB manager to go like, "Whoa, wow. You were phenomenal at that. Would you like a job?" And I can't be like, "I'm taken."
You saw Lady Gaga in The Star Is Born, and you were like, "That should have been me."
Wait, how did you just say that?
Lady Gaga.
Is that how it is?
Lady Gaga. Gaga?
Gaga.
What am I, a baby? It's Lady Gaga.
I think it's actually, her name is based off of the Queen song, Radio Gaga.
Oh.
I think it's actually Radio Caca now that I say it out loud.
Doesn't caca
Yeah.
mean shit?
Yep.
But Lady Gaga doesn't sound good.
So what's our episode? What's our episode
Let's rope
today?
it back in. Speaking of gossip, we're going to do some gossipy headlines from the 2022 sports year. We got some fun ones. It's been a very interesting year off the field for sports. Before we get into this, I feel like there's going to be people that are like, "Okay, you're only talking about these stories. Why didn't you bring up Brett Farve?" Everybody's mad that nobody's talking about Brett Farve. We're going to talk about Brett Favre. Brett Favre's getting his own episode because he's a rascal. He's a piece of shit.
Wait, can you
and
tell
we're
me
gonna
what
call
we're
him out.
talking about?
Piece of shit. This is a Green Bay fan.
No, Minnesota Vikings quarterback Brett Favre is a total garbage human.
Why did
We
he do
don't
that?
claim him. What?
Okay, firstly, the first time I ever thought, so you know when you're gay, and then you have to look back and somebody goes, "Well, when did you first know you were gay?"
You were gay for Brett Favre?
The thing is, when you're first gay, you don't. No one. No one told me what gay was.
Right.
So what I thought was that I thought he was really cool.
But then you
It's-
found out
yeah,
he was
yeah.
really. You thought he was really hot.
And then later in life, I was like, "Oh, I want to sex with that guy."
Yeah.
Is Brett Favre
What is it about-
still playing?
No.
No, he's been retired for a long time now,
Okay.
over 10 years.
What is the appeal of Brett Favre?
He has his stuff. He has his shit together. He's a leader.
Dude, the Wrangler jean commercials? You kidding me?
He's like a dad figure.
A dad figure. Didn't he get in trouble for sending dick pics to a bunch of people?
Oh,
Yo.
he's a piece of shit. That is the.
That does not make you a piece of shit. This doesn't make you a piece of
They're
shit. That's what I hate
unsolicited.
about-
Listen,
That's what
listen.
I hate about straight culture is you guys need to stop pretending like getting a dick pic is the worst thing to ever happen. to
No,
you.
but hang on. When it comes to Brett Favre, the tip of his penis is the tip of the iceberg. This guy has done so much shitty stuff. It's a really good one, right? I was waiting for you to get done talking so I could say tip of the penis was the tip of the iceberg. Because I was like, I'm going to bowl him over with this shit.
That's so good.
It's really good. But it is. That is just scratching his penis is
What?
just scratching the surface.
He was going around getting massages and being like, "Hey, a massage." He was getting a massage every single day.
No, he was taking money from Mississippi welfare recipients and using it to build a new volleyball stadium for his daughter.
I don't mind.
He's a guy that loves his
I
daughter.
don't mind. Yeah, he's a family man. I guess
Yeah,
that makes him
that's
more attractive.
exactly right.
Anyway,
You know what that means? If I was dating him, he would go to the ends of the earth to make sure I had what I needed.
I'm really happy that this conversation started because I said we're not going to talk about Brett Favre today.
Okay.
Reining it in. All right, reining it in. No, we got a couple great gossipy stories that really don't deserve their own episode, but they're a lot of fun, and I think we can definitely have a good time with them. So first off, we're going to talk about Kanye West and Chris Paul. Do you guys know about this yet? This
don't
just
know.
happened.
I also just making sure Kanye never played sports.
No, but he did open a school, and he had like a traveling talented high school team as a part of that, and all those kids had to get disbanded because like the school's getting persona non grata now. It's called like Donda Academy or something like that. Donda, yeah.
He's also said that if he put all of his efforts into it, there's no doubt in his mind that he could play in the NBA.
Yeah.
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
He's also compared himself. I was at one of his concerts, and he compared himself to a professional athlete 2 separate times.
In the concert?
Yeah, like during
he
he would
lifting
stop
anything?
the show and be like, and talk about like, he's like, people are mad because I talk about how great I am, but isn't that what Muhammad Ali did? And it's like, yeah, but he would beat the shit out of you. Like, that's why Muhammad Ali was able to say it, is because he could literally beat up every man in the world.
Do you think Kanye's ever had anyone killed?
Ooh.
I mean, Pete Davidson's still alive.
Yeah.
Right. But he couldn't. I bet he was like, so can we do it?
I don't think
it's
anyone
like
would.
not him.
It's been floated across, but I don't think he's ever had anybody actually killed.
I don't think anyone would kill someone for Kanye because he has too big of a mouth.
Yeah, it's tricky to keep it discreet. But so Kanye, I mean,
but it's also like if Kanye goes, "Hey, Colton killed somebody," I go, "Okay, crazy." Okay, loco.
well, yeah, but if he was asking you to kill somebody, that would be crazy. You're not a killer.
Oh, no, I'm not.
No,
I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
that's right.
That's
See,
right.
there you go.
That's right.
Famous Kanye West lyric.
Is it?
No. So we all know, it's pretty clearly established, Kanye kind of losing his mind right now, going pretty nuts. He got booted off of Twitter, and one of his last tweets was something along the lines of, "On my way out, let me break one more window." And he goes, "I caught Kim with this guy." And then it was a picture of Chris Paul. Chris Paul has been a point guard in the NBA for a very long time now. I think he got drafted 04? 05, kind of in that area. He's been playing for about 15, 16 years.
Is that that's a long time for
It's a very
basketball,
long
right?
career. He's 37.
Okay, so that's not that old to
He was
me.
drafted in
but
2005.
What?
Yeah, 05, the 05
And
draft.
Favre played up until his 40s, if I remember him. But he was
He
a
didn't.
hell
No,
of a
not-
guy.
not-
He played
past
into his
40.
late 30s. Tom Brady's in his 40s and playing.
But that's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's very old,
What's
especially in football.
What's an old basketball player where you're like, whoa?
37, 38.
Okay, cool.
I mean, the thing with basketball is like, yeah, sure, it might not be as physically taxing as football in the sense that you're not getting hit, but you think about those guys like running and jumping on a
knees.
hard surface all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, your body just, dilapidates from the waist down. So 37 is pretty impressive age. Chris Paul's been a great basketball player, one of arguably the greatest point guard of all time. Maybe not, but he's definitely up there. So it's kind of an interesting accusation. Initially, you would think, okay,
Wait, sorry, what did he get accused of?
he got accused of sleeping with Kim Kardashian while Kanye and her were together. I caught Kanye with this guy.
Okay.
Now, it sounds like maybe something that Kanye's just throwing out to be pretty crazy. I did a little bit of research on this just in terms of how the timelines match up and everything. There's a few connections that actually make this accusation very plausible. So, sure, maybe Kanye's just crazy and he's saying shit. But this is kind of how it works out where maybe Kanye's right. This is how Kanye could be right. So Chris Paul is teammates with a guy named Devin Booker, right?
Sorry. I need clarity. Kim Kardashian was dating Chris Paul.
No.
No.
Kim Kardashian was married to Kanye.
Okay.
And Chris Paul has been married for years.
Okay, and Kanye's saying that while Kanye and Kim were together, Paul Wall fucked Kim.
Chris Paul was caught with... Yeah, he caught Chris Paul and Kim together.
Did you say
Okay,
Paul Wall?
He
The
did
guy
say
with the
Paul
drill,
Wall.
the
He's
grills?
going to do that a bunch. Just
The
if you
white
hear
rapper
Paul
known
Wall,
for
he's
grills.
still talking about Chris Paul. That's how it works. So Kanye makes this accusation, right? This is how it could be right. Chris Paul has been teammates with this guy for a couple years named Devin Booker. Now, Devin Booker, in the time that Chris Paul has been on the team with him, was actively dating Kendall Jenner of the Kardashian family, right?
Okay.
So there's your connection. Kanye and Kim split up in late 2020. The first season that Devin Booker and Chris Paul are playing together is the 2020-2021 season. Mm-hmm. So it's easily like, hey, man, what are you up to? I'm going to hang out with the Kardashians. Do you want to come hang out with us? Now, where it gets interesting is during this same time of period was when Drake and Kanye were butting heads, and Drake and Kanye had beef, right? Drake was putting out Certified Lover Boy right around the same time that Kanye was putting out Donda. So there was this beef, which, you know, usually they use to kind of drive up album sales. However, during the beef, Drake posted a picture on Twitter to promote Certified Lover Boy coming out. It's him and two of his friends. All three guys in the picture are wearing a Chris Paul jersey. And this is like right in the middle of the beef. So a lot of people are bringing this picture back up as an interpretation of like, oh, Drake knew about this shit and he was taking a shot. Mm-hmm. Now, Drake, it gets deeper. Drake is a University of Kentucky fanboy, right? He's been seen in the layup lines warming up with the team before the game. He wears all University of Kentucky stuff, shit like that, right? During the time that Drake was doing a lot of his fanboying for University of Kentucky, Devin Booker, Chris Paul's teammate, was playing for Kentucky. So there's your connection. Mm-hmm. Is that he was actively a part of this college team while Booker was on it.
Right.
Then it'd be very easy to get this gossip from this guy. So I don't know. I think this one's pretty plausible. I think he easily could have
there was also
banged him.
But there was also a rumor that Drake fucked Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, entirely feasible. Which she could have been like, oh man, I was with this other guy. His name was Paul Wall. Yeah. And he was like, did you mean Chris Paul? He goes, oh yeah, Chris Paul.
I don't feel like Kanye is someone you hang out with every day. Like if you're dating Kanye, I feel like you date him because it's fun, it's exciting, but you're really only getting like once a week with him.
And he would just run you into the ground, I feel like. I feel like he would be such a relentless person to be around.
You'd have to either, I mean, can you imagine just like, hey, we're going to go to see Trump. Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. And you are a genius.
Yeah, and you're a genius for having the idea. And he's like, yeah, I know I'm a genius. Thank you for recognizing my genius.
And Chris Paul is married.
Chris Paul's married, too. So that's the big fallout.
Has Chris Paul said anything?
I don't think he's come out with a single thing yet. I think Chris Paul's best move is to not say anything, though. Because Kanye is so fucking crazy that he's gonna say some crazy shit that's gonna take over the news cycle in the next like 12. I don't know if we've checked Twitter since we started doing this podcast just about 10 minutes ago, but he's bound to say something else crazy soon.
I think he
that's just
kicked
gonna blow
off of Twitter.
He did.
He's still on Insta. Still on Instagram.
Oh, okay, because I saw him post that thing about Elon.
Yeah, he thinks Elon is half Chinese.
Well, did you see Kanye is also getting Kyrie in trouble?
Oh, God, really?
Yeah,
that's
because
amazing.
Kanye was going off on the Jews, and Kyrie was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Kyrie had his own whole thing where Kyrie tweeted out a video about, like the Black Hebrews or something like that.
The Black Israelites.
No. The movie, because I bought it on Amazon Prime.
You bought it?
Yeah. I had time. It's called...
You had $12.
I think it's called From Negroes to Hebrews or something like that.
Yeah, it's something along those lines.
Worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Whoa, worse than Avatar?
I mean, there are commercials for the first 18 minutes for vague products that you have no idea about.
That's
You're
amazing.
like, what's happening? And then the rest of the movie, and I did not watch all of it. I watched an hour and a half, though. It was like, hey, remember this? This country used to be next to this country. If you remember that, because this is in this Bible verse. This Bible verse would show, and this blah, blah, blah. And this language is actually very similar to this language. And this language, if you see them today, look like this. Guess what? They're black. Did you realize that?
Was it a documentary?
What?
Is it a documentary? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of.
But yeah, so...
It is produced by a meth head. It is literally insane.
I think Kyrie, going back to like Kanye and Kyrie, I do think that Kyrie still would have gotten punished for sharing that movie. But I think the punishment was elevated because of all the shit going on with Kanye right now. Because basically they suspended Kyrie indefinitely, and then they had all these things that he had to make a donation to the Anti-Defamation League.
$500,000.
Yeah, he had to do
no, right?
a ton of stuff. Well, he eventually did it because now he's playing again. But he had to do like a ton of stuff just to get back on the court.
No, the ADF said no.
Oh, they said they won't take it?
They're like, no.
Oh, wild. Well, it's like, and beggars can't be choosers, all right? ADF. Is it ADF or
we
ADL?
already run the world.
Is it a league or a federation?
It's a federation.
Federation, yeah. They're like, what do we need more money for?
Now I don't remember. Yeah, the other thing is like to know it was anti-Semitic, you had to have watched it. So there's all these people that just watched this movie, or did we just? Or are they sharing?
No,
like,
I think one person can watch the movie and then tell other people how it was anti-Semitic. Like I didn't watch it, but you just explained it to me, so I know more about the movie without watching it.
I actually didn't really get to the anti-Semitism because all of its like foundation was so like, and then guess what? They're black.
They were black.
Like, which is not a point. And you went a long way to tell me that.
It's a big roundabout.
Yeah. I wouldn't watch it again unless you paid me.
Oh, okay. Well, how much? What's your price?
The price of an admission popcorn.
Oh, wow. Well, that's like $3,200 these days.
That's
so
right.
Thanks a lot, Biden.
So, Martin, do you think Chris Paul fucked Kim?
Man, I don't know.
Yes,
I kind of do. Based on the Kardashians' track record with NBA players specifically, like there was a graphic up of you can make an entire basketball team off of the Kardashians' dating history, and it's honestly legit like a pretty good basketball team.
I'm shocked that James Harden hasn't been there.
No, he's in there.
He is?
Yeah, I think he got one of the Jenners.
Okay.
So it's like James Harden's in there, Devin Booker's in there, Chris Paul's in there. Like these are really good players. Tristan Thompson's still pretty good, decent basketball player.
The thing is, if you're a basketball player, not even a good one, the amount of sex that you have is, I mean, it's just always available. Even collegiate players.
If I was 6'8", and my entire life everybody was telling me I was the greatest thing, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just drowning.
A lot of players have this like relationship where they're with their wives. It's like, hey, if I'm on the road, that's happening.
Yeah.
So you just need to be cool with that. I love you, and this is not about that.
I have a girlfriend right now, and I have a house that's about 1,400 square feet. If she told me, you never have to pay a bill again, but if I go out of town for business, I'm going to fuck another guy. Sign me up. Are you kidding? Is that all it takes?
Yo, there's a graph on Reddit that shows statistically that every city that's known for good strip clubs, James Harden plays worse when he's in that city.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Like it correlates perfectly.
Yeah, does not surprise me. That's why
Cities
the
with
Bucks.
good strip
That's why
clubs.
the Milwaukee Bucks get crushed every time James Harden's in town. It's bullshit. It's so funny. That's really true, though. Like, you watch Bucks games over the years, and there are so many guys that have, like, a career night in Milwaukee, you know? And it's like, yeah, they didn't go out, you know?
Do we have a good strip club?
In Austin?
I know
Honestly, I don't think... I've
Rose-
only been to one strip club since I moved to Austin. It was
The White Rose?
Palazzo.
Oh.
Palazzo. Because I got to go for 50 Cent's party.
Is that a coupon deal, or is it 50 Cent the rapper?
50 Cent the rapper.
I didn't
know.
know.
Yeah, 50 Cent. Sorry, it doesn't sound right.
50
Yeah.
Cent stripper party sounds disgusting.
No, I worked with this woman who got invited to this dinner with 50 Cent because she was a big liquor distributor in Austin, and he was promoting this like cognac and the champagne that he's pushing, and she got a special invitation. So I was in 50 Cent's VIP area at the Palazzo.
Was he cool?
It was.
I didn't get to talk to him. He had a 30-foot wall of strippers around him. So he had a money man that would literally just come with like this many dollar bills, and he would go give them to 50, and then he would just like throw them around and keep talking to strippers. He's short though, which is crazy. He's like my height. He's like 5'9".
He's 5'9".
Yeah, he's a tiny guy.
Every time I see like an actor be casually 5'7", I'm like, why are we still using framing rules like that?
It's so disorienting.
Well, it's hard to get that big if you're not shorter.
Yeah.
Like, he's ripped.
It's true.
The Rock did it.
Yeah, but The Rock is Polynesian.
Yeah.
That's like
Doesn't count.
Polynesians are the most, I think, per capita, the largest represented race in the NFL.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you never see Moana?
Moana.
Also with The Rock.
Moana.
Is that you said it? It sounds wrong.
Moana.
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 How did you say it? Song number 2.
Somewhere over the rain.
It's a
That guy was
million%
Hawaiian.
not in Moana. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They did a little Hawaiian version of that song. Didn't put it in the Wizard of Oz.
That
though.
guy was huge, and then he had a heart attack, and it was like, oh dang.
Well, that's because
How's that happen,
Yeah.
God? Why'd you do this to us?
It's crazy.
That got a
isn't it?
beautiful song.
Isn't it weird we can get so big that our organs can't support support?
Yeah,
us?
it's in my brain. Everything expands, but that's not what happens at all. Your organs and everything, your structure, your skeleton, basically stays the same. You just get
bigger. I don't know if that's right either, but okay.
It has to be right.
My skeleton is the same size
As what?
from when? When did my skeleton stop getting bigger? When did my skeleton stop getting bigger?
Went and got 200 pounds heavier, you wouldn't gain more mass in your skeleton.
Right, but obviously my skeleton grew.
No.
So from when I was a baby, I still have a baby skeleton
Why are we
inside of me.
comparing you to a baby?
Well, I was a baby. We're just comparing
I've
me
been
to
a
me
baby
as
before
a baby.
too. Where
Yeah.
does that
I
leave
feel
us?
like even if you were an adult and then you got fatter, like all of them, the weight of the muscles would probably pull on the skeleton as well.
Yeah.
So you're saying they'd get smaller?
No, they'd get bigger.
They'd
Why
probably
are
get
you
bigger.
just hearing what you want to hear right now? So you're saying they'd get smaller. No. How could you have possibly interpreted that?
He said pull on.
Sometimes I feel like you walk around and everybody sounds like the teacher from Charlie Brown, and then you just say what you want to say.
Interesting. I guess we'll test
You're
that
doing
theory.
it right now.
I guess we'll test that theory out with our next story.
Oh man. Well, what do you think? Do you think Chris Paul slept with
Yes.
Kardashian? I think so.
And I
too.
don't know Chris Paul. I couldn't put him in a lineup.
But I do think it. I do think it happened.
But yeah, just knowing what sex is.
Knowing about sex, yeah, definitely.
And just like, even I think I would have sex with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, absolutely. Just for the story.
Okay, so now you do one.
Do on what?
Would you have sex with Chris Paul?
Would I have sex with Chris Paul?
Yeah, per the story. I'd have sex with Kim, but I guess I'm a lot braver than you are.
What are the
you sound
what are
like a
the-
Greek, right?
What are the What are the circumstances here
Circumstances are you could tell everybody.
that I slept with Chris Paul?
You went to a game, he pointed you out and had a security guard bring you in the locker room.
All right. Well, if he
And now it's in the
if he
locker
pointed
room?
me out, locker room smacks. Got them locker room smacks.
Hey, do you want a shower?
Is that your Chris Paul
Wait,
impersonation?
I don't know who he is, so don't get mad.
Chris
Okay,
Paul,
okay,
no.
we're-
Cliff Paul from the State Farm ads? Absolutely.
We're gonna go through this whole scenario. Hey, thanks for coming. Do you want to take a shower?
You're going to have to play both parts. I'm not going to be a part of this.
Hi, my name's Martin. I love basketball.
There you go.
A shower? Okay. Oh, do you need help? With what?
You legit sound like you've never had gay sex in your life right now. You know that?
Come on. I don't listen to porn with sound on. The sound is always off. Gay sex mostly starts with, well, I guess we're doing this.
Really? I guess we're doing this.
Yeah. Or, before we get started, where's the lube?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Well, safety first. Safety first, then teamwork. So, yeah, next story. We got another infidelity story. Are we good?
Infidelity.
Should we do a little... You need a break?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, okay, second story here. We got your next gossip story. This is another basketball story about cheating. The head coach of this Boston Celtics earlier this year, Ime Udoka, got busted cheating on his wife with a woman who scheduled all the team's lodging and family lodging and tickets. Ime Udoka's wife, actress Nia Long. You know Nia Long? She was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She's the chick from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She was in Boys in the Hood.
She plays Ashley, right?
Was she Ashley? No, she was one of the girlfriends. She was one of Will's girlfriends.
Mm.
Oh, the short-haired?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was also in Boys in the Hood. What else is she? She's been in a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Friday. She's in Friday.
Bye, Felicia.
Big Mama's House. Yeah. Yeah, a ton of stuff. Most recently, she's been in a show called Fatal Affair, which is pretty big. So Ime Udoka, pretty big basketball player. He played for a long time. It was a big deal because his first year coaching for the Celtics was this past year. He took them all the way to the NBA Finals, and then they lost. So Celtics were ready for this year, gearing up for another championship run. And then in September of this year, it came out that Ime Udoka was going to get suspended for a full season from coaching the team. And they didn't really talk about what happened. It later came out that he was having an affair with the Celtics staff member. And then it came out even further after that the affair was with this woman who was actually doing some of the scheduling and hotel accommodations for Nia Long.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to cheat with someone, that's the one to
That's the
pick.
one who knows where she is.
Perfect,
Right?
right?
Yeah, he goes, "Where's my wife?" I'll tell you, not here.
Exactly. I put her. Yeah, we're playing in Oakland. I put her in.
And
San
why did he get
Francisco.
suspended?
Because he was having relations with a staff member.
That's just, I understand.
For the same reason all the improv guys got suspended.
Right, I understand that, but then it kills my fantasy,
What's
that
your
one day
fantasy?
I would be a lodging attendant, and then the coach would come up and be like, "Where's my wife?" And I'll be like, "She's in room, not this one."
It's gotta make the affair kind of hot when it's like you. It's got to be a power thing, right? It's the control. It's I get to fuck this woman because she put my wife way over there.
Oh, or just it feels good when I put it inside.
That's true too.
But also,
It's hard to argue.
do you think because she gets to choose, she made it just close enough where they might have gotten caught, but not quite, like the room next door, and he just call me Carl.
Which got the little
Yeah.
has the little door in there too, where all it's gonna take is the door to open. Very possibly.
Huh. I feel like there's this weird thing in straight culture that's like you're not allowed to have sex with anybody unless you're married.
I think it would be really funny too if she just put Nia Long in really bad hotels. it's like, hey, Ime, do you know why I'm staying in an Ocano Lodge down by the highway? It's like I don't know. I guess 4 seasons. They were all booked at 4 seasons. It's really busy. It's NBA Finals. All they had was Ocano Lodge.
I mean, is Nia Long going on tour with this man?
Well, she travels to the games and stuff.
All of them?
Some of them. I would imagine. Okay, so if Chip was coaching, Chip runs a gay flag football team, right?
I heard.
Let's say Chip is running this team, and they wind up going to a gay flag football championship in Las Vegas.
That's happening in January 20th.
Okay, are you gonna go with them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you on the team?
Yeah.
Are you?
This time I'm playing, but I told them no promises.
No promises.
No
Exactly.
promises.
This is what I'm saying, though. So you go.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't she go?
I guess it would be just because he goes every single weekend. I don't know. I just watched some movie on Netflix about this Russian guy who gets in the league, and there's some famous person, maybe Will Smith, was like, "Hey, let's train more."
It's Adam Sandler. Maybe Will Smith.
It's Adam Sandler for
This
sure.
Russian guy, he's Portuguese. Is that the movie you're talking about?
Yes,
That's the movie you're talking about?
I'm talking about.
I love that you sound like somebody's mom anytime you try to describe an entertainment thing. It was, I don't know, it was like Will Smith with a Russian guy and they were playing lacrosse, but it was Adam Sandler with a Portuguese guy and they were playing basketball.
Now, are you going to have to apologize
Right.
to the Russians or the Portuguese or just the
I
Jews
think the
again
Portuguese.
because of Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler.
Or Adam Sandler.
Just Adam Sandler. I can't remember what I was gonna say.
The coolest thing though about the infidelity is it's very cliche, right? Because the woman that he was cheating with, she was a Mormon, a married Mormon with 3 kids, and like devout practicing Mormon. She went to BYU.
She had the pajamas on.
She
underneath?
went to BYU.
Did she have the pajamas on?
Oh, and they did it through the hole. Ooh, good question.
Yeah, and I wonder if he was soaking.
If it was
Mormon soaking, just intrigues me so much.
Oh man, do you think it makes cheating better or worse if it was just soaking? You know what soaking is, right?
Yeah, much worse.
Soaking, for those of you who don't know, soaking is Mormons aren't allowed to have sex. So some of them will just put it in and then not move. Is that right?
I think somebody jumps on the bed.
And then someone jumps on the bed?
Yeah.
That sounds so much worse than sex. Like, that sounds like so much more of a sin.
Yeah, because you're getting others involved.
I don't think that they can't have sex because that makes no sense.
No, not premarital sex.
I think
they can't have premarital sex.
I don't think that that's the soaking. I think that they're not allowed to enjoy sex.
Oh.
I think that that's
How
what
much would it suck if you had 6 wives and then you just weren't allowed to enjoy sex?
Right?
I think it would suck if you just
Sarah,
had 6 wives.
Yeah. And the only relief would be enjoyable sex. Like, that's the caveat.
But you would always have a favorite, and then you would get shit from the other wives.
Maybe that's what it is. Is like, oh, if they can't all move the same, they can't move at all.
I love that. Does sound like a dad rule.
You know,
if none of you guys can get it, then none of you guys are gonna be allowed to move.
Exactly. If you didn't bring enough dick to share with the class,
then you're not. Sarah, I don't enjoy this. Neither of us are allowed to move. Let me put it in. We'll have Tommy jump on the bed. Now that I'm saying the jump on the bed part, that does sound made up.
It does. I think you just came up with that.
Did I make that up?
I've heard something along those lines before. But I think the problem is like they're not allowed to like go in and out. So if they just leave it in, it doesn't classify as sex.
Right.
And you think it's a sex thing?
Yeah.
I think it's an enjoyment thing. And if you're a Mormon, let us know. And
yeah,
also,
weigh in. Or if you used to be a Mormon, even better.
We'll feature soaking as a hot topic every week
or
until we find out.
So yeah, there's been a little bit of a fallout from this. Obviously, I'm pretty sure she lost her job. Ime Udoka is no longer the coach of the Boston Celtics, and they're the number 1 team in the NBA. They have the best record in the NBA as we talk about this.
She lost her job.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Do you think he's pissed that Kyrie is just like totally fine and all he did was like cheated on his wife and now he's done?
Right? That's okay. So
Good
I remember
Well, see, if Kyrie should have had to sleep with a Jewish staffer. He should have had to sleep with a Jewish staffer on the Brooklyn Nets to make amends.
On the Nets, yeah. So I said, this is Boston. There are no Jewish staffers.
Yeah, they don't have any Jewish staffers in Boston.
Also, it'd be interesting. Does he get to pick the Jewish person? Because I think a lot of them don't think white people, and by them I mean the black Israelites, don't think white people are Jewish. They're actually imposters and Satan.
Ooh, no. Well, he can pick the Jewish person, but it has to be they have to be on the Brooklyn Nets payroll.
Okay. I think that's fine.
I think those are fair negotiations.
Remember Bill Clinton?
Bill Clinton?
Yeah,
yes.
Bill Clinton's a fair. I was 8 when that happened, and I remember everyone like, we should impeach Bill Clinton. We should impeach Bill Clinton. I remember 8 years old. I remember being like, he was married? Well, that's my biggest problem with this.
Never mind, he's in the Oval Office.
Yeah, I mean, the whole power dynamic did not come once up in my household. It was always like, God, marriage is sacred, you bastard.
Yeah.
You can't be in the Oval Office. We impeached him for that. My dad, very on board for that.
Oh, I believe it.
There is an insurrection. My dad goes, It wasn't an insurrection. Stop calling it insurrection. I go, can we call it a little insurrection? He goes, okay, fine. It's a little insurrection.
And I think he felt good about it because all those guys were running into that building to make sure Bill Clinton wasn't getting his dick sucked.
Yeah.
That was all it was.
Nobody better be getting an abortion.
That's right. They're just opening Nancy Pelosi's desk looking for Bill Clinton's penis in there. That's all it was.
Now, did he come over here, or do you think he came over here?
Right. It's a good question.
At Thanksgiving, we were talking about the royal family, and my grandmother's like, I don't believe Prince Andrew did any of that. And I was like, why not? She goes, he's just been under too much scrutiny. And I was like, Bill Clinton did it. She goes, yeah, but that's not the same level of scrutiny. I'm like, he was the president of the United States.
Impeached. We had a trial about it. Scrutiny. There were lawyers. They brought the dress out that had a big old cum stain on it. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's why I save every shirt that has cum on it.
How many are you up to?
Or just a basket full. I saw
Just a basket
I didn't
full.
say I categorized them.
That's an interesting way of saying I lost count of how much cum-stained clothing I've held on to.
Yeah. I would hate to do that black light thing. Remember Room Raiders, where they would go into somebody's room and be like,
oh my
look
God.
he came in his bed.
Love
What's
Room
this?
Raiders.
What's this stain?
Is that the dating show where they would determine like who they are based on
They
the room?
didn't get to see what the person looked like, but they got to go into the person's room and then
Unannounced.
picked a date. I can't believe they haven't brought that show back. It was amazing.
It was way better than Love is... And also, the premise of Love is Blind is insane. No one's ever said Love is
God.
Blind.
I
No one
fucking
literally never said it.
hate all these fucking yuppies that are infinitely more successful than I'll ever be. It's like, go find somebody. Cut it out.
Could you... Well, you already found someone, so it's easy for you to say.
Yeah. Well, you're married.
Oh, yes. That's correct. But then who would stand up
married.
for the yuppies? I will be your banner man.
Do you feel like you married a yuppie? Do you feel like Chip's a yuppie?
He watches all those shows.
He's
The
a
reason
big
I
time
know
yuppie.
them, he'll cry during Amazon Race. The Survivor
He'll cry during Survivor.
with the family day when they like don't see each other, their family, for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then one person comes in and is like, "Fuck, it's been so hard." Chip cries every single time. If my brother showed up, I'd be like, "What the fuck? Did you bring a Snickers?" Right?
I love that in this scenario, Chip is not the person that can come visit you on the island. The producers are like,
Oh my God, he would be. I'm like, oh,
he would be devastated.
Yes, that's who I wrote down.
He would be devastated. I love in this scenario, the producer's like, okay, Colton, you've been on a stranded island for 2 months. You haven't seen your family. You're pretty hungry and you're absolutely exhausted. Who do you want to see? Your life partner who you've sworn to be committed to? And you're like, well, what's my brother doing around that time? Because I think he would bring me a candy bar.
His brother gives him a hug, and Colton's like, "Hey, you're in my light. Get the fuck out."
Yeah, right?
I just turn him so like.
You call it just deliberating between Colton or Chip and your brother, and you're just like, well, I already wrote a song about my brother. So I feel like I can write.
Who would you bring?
If I wrote 2 songs,
Would you bring your new girlfriend? She's too new.
no, I'd bring my mom.
Right, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
I'd totally take my mom.
Who would you bring?
Well, I can't not say my mom now
Why?
because Martin said his mom. If I don't, then I'm a dickhead.
Yeah, I've set a precedent.
I would bring my mom on then, and I would say, apologize to me for everything.
Aw. She doesn't owe you an apology. Peggy's a lovely woman.
She is. But I'll still take that apology.
Oh, man. So that's kind of the fallout from this one. Ime Udoka, he's arguably off the team. I don't see him coaching the Boston Celtics again. The guy that broke the story and the reason they got caught, her husband found out. And her husband told the Celtics organization, and that's how this all fell out.
What a snitch.
Yeah.
Finding the person you have to talk to, though, had to have been hard.
Nia Long.
Right? Who do you talk to?
Well, I think
Well,
You don't
so
tell the
this is the
coach.
thing. The reason she got the job was she was family friends with Danny Ainge, who at the time, Danny Ainge was president of basketball operations for the Boston Celtics. She got the job through nepotism. Her husband, Taylor, also worked with the Celtics a little bit in a consulting role because he's a big financial guy. So they're family friends of the guy that was president of basketball operations. So I think it's just a lot of intermingling.
No, but that's a total bitch move. You find out your wife's cheating on you with some dude. You want to go kick his ass, but he's an NBA superstar, and you're like, I'll just tell his boss.
Yeah, you can't go fight a guy named... If your name is Taylor Lynch, and the guy you're fighting...
That's his name?
Yeah, and then the guy you're fighting is named Ime Udoka, he's going to destroy you.
Yeah.
Well, in court, right? And
In
the
the
court
ring,
of public
on the
opinion.
court, wherever.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the word lynch. I thought it was a racist thing. But Iman Udoka,
It's just his name.
Isn't there one Muslim coach in a sports
Yeah, the
capacity
Jets-
now that's killing it right now?
Yeah, the Jets head coach
Robert
is
Saleh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's doing really well,
Well,
right?
the Jets are doing better than they've done.
Their Jets are doing better than they've done in a very long time, but the bar is pretty low there.
They were like a dog shit team always.
Yeah.
And now they're like, okay,
They
cool.
could. They're in the playoff race. They might make the playoffs this year.
But they're not they're not winning the Super Bowl.
Was that your joke? Or is that...
No, that was Hassan's joke.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, Hassan had that joke. Did you hear the joke? Basically, he's like, the Jets have always been a shit team, and now they have this new Muslim head coach. Who would have thought it took an Arab Muslim to turn the Jets around? And he posted that, and then there was a meme account called NFL Memes that has like millions of followers, and they just like ripped off the joke.
Yeah.
And like didn't give him credit at all, but he like commented on it. He's like, "Hey guys, this is my joke. If you like it, subscribe." And he got like 33,000 followers, or not followers, but like likes on that post. But like still, they totally could have collabed with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that shit happen a lot when somebody writes something fun and then someone without talent just takes it.
The amount of no stealing, no, what is the word?
Plagiarism.
No plagiarism that was like ingrained in our
Oh God,
school
I know.
system. Like you weren't even allowed to really even reconstruct a sentence.
Yeah.
Yet alone, it was write a report on this piece of paper that I'm handing you. You better not fucking write that sentence. Better not look at the same. And now people are just blind. It's so casually stealing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Is it fine?
Every single paper I wrote from junior year of high school on, I just paraphrased the Wikipedia page.
Right.
And did great. Crushed it.
Well, do you know what they have now for schools? Because I have a bunch of younger siblings. There's this website called Turn It In, where when you submit your paper, it this AI analyzes it and searches the entire internet for anything even remotely similar, and it'll give a percentage of plagiarism for it unless it's properly cited.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you can't do that anymore.
Okay. Well,
I
shit.
always...
Unless you just run it through Turn It In before...
No, but once you run it through Turn It In, then it's in their system. So then if you do it again, it'll be 100% plagiarized because they've already seen that paper before. So if you had an older brother that wrote a paper and then you're in that same class, you're still fucked.
Oh, yikes. Well,
I always made a bunch of citations. I would pretty much get closer to plagiarism with one citation and then just use different citations.
yeah, and then you just kind of work around it. It's very easy. Nobody cares that much,
But I don't know. With jokes, it's so hard because I feel like there are I had a joke that was something like "Y'all is the most progressive thing the South has ever done," and then I came across two other comics that were having a fight whose joke that was. I was like, that joke is so fucking easy.
Yeah.
That's no one's joke.
Yeah.
It's just something that happens. And I was like, is that bad? Who owns jokes now?
Yeah, I think there's some stuff that's ubiquitous enough, or again, like you're saying, if the joke is so easy, I don't think somebody should be allowed to take ownership of it.
There's a comic in Austin that if you talk, he has a joke about jerking off, and if you talk about jerking off, he's like, yo, man, that's my joke. And you're like, jerking off? That whole topic is your joke? And he goes, yeah, man, don't fucking take it.
Oh, wow.
That's
wild.
Literally, that's my brand.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
He's jerking off the comic.
I had one that was I only do coke if it's farm to table. And I did it and I put it in the special. And then I realized after I watched it, I was like, oh man, I bet that's been done a million times, But it wasn't a thing where I saw it somewhere and then I was like, oh, I'm going to put that in my act. I was like,
Right.
This is a joke I do. I need an extra tag. Okay, this is like a fun, like what's consistent with the rest of the tags that I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know? So if I stole your Coke to farm to table joke, write more original jokes because it's really easy to come up with that on your own.
I don't feel like, I think that I was protecting a lot of my content for a while because I was like, somebody's going to steal it. Now I'm like, I'll write more jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like writers write, and that's just like, get used to it.
Exactly. Yeah. So
that's my opinion about it. So steal my jokes. We were going to have Carlos Mencia here, and then Joe Rogan was like, don't. Well, cut that out. Thanks. That way you can find it.
cool.
But I was hoping that Carlos Mencia would see my set and be like, yeah, so I was fucking this dude, right? I was married to this like Louisiana man.
I wish he died from coming too quickly.
That's my joke.
That's my joke.
Fish sticks.
So funny. So yeah, Ime Udoka not really in very good with the Boston Celtics right now. That's for sure. I'm guessing he'll get another coaching gig next year, but I don't think he's going to coach the Boston Celtics again.
But if there was a team that was just going to look past it, it would be the Celtics.
The Celtics, I think the Miami Heat would be pretty chill about it. Mm-hmm. The LA Clippers probably would be pretty cool about it. Maybe the New Orleans Pelicans, I think there's some teams that would be pretty chill about letting them coach again.
Have any coaches done the Michael Jordan thing and switched over to like a different sport?
Ted Lasso.
Ooh, Ted Lasso, that would be, I don't think so.
Wait, the guy, it's
a TV show.
A joke.
Okay, cool.
There's none I can think of. I don't think there's ever been a coach that's coached football, especially not at a pro level. Maybe like at a high school level, sure.
Right.
But I think once you get to the college, coaching experience is such a banked up investment. These guys that are coaching, they were in a film room at 23. And then they got into scouting, and then they got into coaching. You know what I mean? It's like a progression to even get into a higher level of coaching. So I feel like it's too much of an investment.
I do know of a couple baseball players that left baseball and went to the WWE. If you count that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll see that. You'll see, you'll see
I feel
it
like
across
that's
sports.
like they go to acting.
No. Like they were like not wrestlers,
right?
But they were like coaches of wrestlers.
Like
managers. Weight coaches and stuff. Yeah.
You probably get some crossover in the conditioning.
Yeah.
But in terms of like, I was the head coach of a NBA basketball team, it's not like that guy's going to be like, yeah, I could coach an NFL football team too.
How about a WNBA? That's a different sport.
There's been a little crossover with that.
You get college to
still,
pros.
Is Brittany Griner out yet?
No, she's still
there. That's another one. That's a whole whale of a story. That's going to be like two-parter.
I just didn't know because people definitely stopped caring. I knew that. I just didn't know if she was released or not.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going anywhere.
No.
I think Russia's making a point, and it's like, I don't know. She's not.
What's the point?
Just grabbing a celebrity from the United States and being
the
able
best
to
one they could get was
them.
Brittany Griner.
Yeah,
she
for
was
real.
Actively going there, like
LaMelo Ball got bounced out of China once he was stealing shit in China, and Trump got him out.
I think it was LiAngelo.
Was it LiAngelo?
I think it was LiAngelo.
Who's LiAngelo?
LiAngelo Ball. Lamar Ball. Is it LeVar?
LeVar Ball's the dad.
LeVar Ball. There's this like what are they called? Stage moms? Is that right?
Yeah.
So there's like a stage dad of basketball, and his name's LeVar Ball. And I think right now 2 of his kids are like pretty relevant NBA players.
Mm-hmm. One of them's still in high school, I think.
Yeah, LaMelo and Lonzo are both like pretty relevant basketball players. And then there's a third one, LiAngelo, who's kind of a fringe. He's almost good enough to be in the NBA, but he's been having trouble breaking through. But their dad is extreme. Their dad is nuts.
It's kind of like the Gronkowskis of basketball.
Yeah, a little bit. If the Gronkowskis also had a famous dad, that was very much in the spotlight.
The Gronks. I would love to go there. Their Thanksgiving.
God. Fun guys. A bunch of fun fellas. So yeah, Ime Udoka. That's it's kind of still working its way out. We will see what happens to him going forward. We got one left. We got one little gossipy thing left. And this one we're going over to the chess world. So this one, I don't have a ton of information on this one, but it's just such an interesting story to me.
That you need to have.
Yeah. So back in September, there was a 19-year-old chess master, Hans Niemann, that wound up beating, the guy's name is
Magnus
Carlsberg in a chess competition. Magnus was suspecting this 19-year-old of cheating, so he got up and just forfeited the game. And now there has been a controversy surrounding this Hans Niemann kid, determining whether he cheated or not. He's already come clean and admitted to cheating to a couple games when he was younger. But they're kind of going through a whole thing now. He's filed a defamation lawsuit against this. It's Hans Carlsberg. Filed another defamation lawsuit against a chess commentator. The interesting part of this story is that they're thinking he cheated by using this electromagnetic pulse that's hooked up to a chess engineering software. Now, the way they are accusing him of getting
it's hooked up to the software?
So basically what it is you have a human that is on a computer, right? The computer is monitoring this chess game that you're currently playing.
Yeah.
And the computer is telling the human who's watching the computer what the next best move would be.
Yeah.
The person that's watching the computer relays that move to the person actively playing. Now, this has happened before in chess, and it's happened with a vibrating component that's been placed in one of the player's shoes, right? The reason this one is a little bit more entertaining is people are accusing Hans Niemann of wearing vibrating anal beads in his ass to receive these cues regarding where he needs to move his chess pieces.
Phenomenal. Is it Morse code?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a Morse code or like a code they work out amongst themselves,
How badly do you want to win?
Know.
It's got to be crazy. It's so funny. They literally waved a metal detector over his ass before the next match.
Look, it's silicone, idiot.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Or just beep, 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 beep. Just he does, okay, well, he might not be good at chess, but great poker face, you know?
Yeah. Poker indeed.
He's the only guy that's ever came during a chess match.
Oh God, that would be so funny though. He's just like rook to L7. And you guys can't do it.
Do you have those? I'm sure you probably do. Where there's you're watching porn and then there's that advertisement and there's somebody with a buzzer. It's
they hit it and the person just collapses.
Or they're having dinner and there's always a person there and then they're looking at each other and the guy's just you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
I'm sure they have a straight version of it.
They do have straight versions of it.
You guys have holes too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What if it just started malfunctioning and then he's doing all these weird moves on the chessboard?
Well, there was a Reddit poster. This is founded on
not that one. No, wait. Oops. Not that one. Start over.
There was a Reddit post with a theory, and this is founded on nothing, but there was a Reddit post with a theory that the Carlsberg guy had one in his ass, and the signals were getting mixed up. So he figured out that Hans was cheating because his beads were going off when they weren't supposed to, and so he forfeited because he knew that the signals were getting crossed. But if he accused the guy of what was going on, then he would expose himself to having anal beads in his ass. So it was a total Mexican anal bead standoff. Yeah.
Oh, chess. We didn't realize. I knew chess was gay, but I didn't realize it was real gay.
Yeah, this is the King's Gambit, It's just the reboot.
Damn, you just... It was.
Do you have anal beads in your ass right now, telling you what to say through this podcast?
At the chair, and it's like a metal chair, and he's like, "I can't sit on a metal chair. It'll be you would hear it."
Yeah, right. Exactly. It would
I just don't know if that's true.
It'd be so funny if they both got up and there's just a little puddle right on the chair.
From what?
I don't know. Liquid secretion.
I imagine there's a lot of clenching.
Yeah.
Right, but
you never get a leaky asshole?
No, you have a sphincter for a reason.
Never once?
Nope.
Never
Not
once.
even once.
Not even like on a Tuesday.
No, but recently, and I have been in a very vicious fight with my husband about this. I went to Thanksgiving dinner at his house in Louisiana. I had shrimp soup. You go, shrimp soup from fucking Louisiana?
No,
must have been pretty good.
Sounds like runny asshole.
Well, guess
shrimp
what?
soup?
It was, I was like, is this shrimp etouffee? She goes, no, it's shrimp stew. Okay, so I had a bowl, had another bowl. It was delicious. I had another bowl. And then the sister goes, oh, you like that? Yeah, Mama got that from a gas station. And I said, what? And so I was like, okay, whatever. Don't think about it. That night, I was violently ill, throwing up. Just, like, it hurt how much I was throwing up. I threw up a whole chunk of shrimp. And then my brain goes, you gotta chew more, Colton. You gotta chew more.
Yeah.
And then
it was a whole shrimp.
It was a whole shrimp.
You just swallowed a shrimp.
I said it was delicious. You heard the beginning of the story. Well, so then I told the mama, hey, Mama.
You are really burying the lead here with this swallowed shrimp.
Martin, Colton doesn't have a gag reflex, so it's totally fine.
Yeah, we have a sphincter for a reason. Okay, guy that swallows shrimp whole. You fucking
That's
crazy
not the craziest
person.
thing I've swallowed whole. And then have you ever, doesn't matter, a clementine?
You swallowed a clementine
just to see
whole?
if I could, and I can't.
Jesus Christ.
I'm legitimately worried about you.
No, don't be worried about me. The story continues. I said to his mom, hey, I was violently sick from the fucking gas station stew. And she said, oh, it's just because it's near a gas station doesn't mean it's gas station shrimp stew. And I was like, yes, it does. She goes, you probably just aren't used to seasoning. Yeah. So I was sick, real sick. And she was like, you're a boiled chicken meme, which I am.
You're a boiled chicken meme.
But it doesn't mean that I should eat gas station shrimp stew. And the whole kicker is my husband took her side, and that's why we were fighting.
Wow. Crustaceans from a gas station.
Yeah, he goes, stop telling everybody that my family serves gas station shrimp stew on Thanksgiving. And he was trying to honor kill me, remember from the Qatar thing?
Yeah.
You never come with a Louisiana and that shrimp stew. That etouffee was great. The thing is, we went to... Are you okay with me telling the story?
What's the story?
Well,
I don't know what
this story is just more swamp people did Colton dirty.
Yeah, do the swamp people story.
So I went over to this house. Everybody goes to somebody else's family drama, and you have to pretend it's okay, right?
Right.
So this person straight up was like, yeah, and then granddaddy raped all the kids except for me. And I was like, well, no, she said, something you have to understand is, and I didn't know what she wanted me to do with the information, but then I had that information. Later on, girl blacked out, 16-year-old. Usually it's funny when a 16-year-old gets drunk, she's crying. You don't care about what she's upset about.
Your family celebration? Or Chip's family celebration?
Chip's mom's friends.
Okay.
And she's like, I'm so sorry, Colton, about all this drama. And I was like, it's fine. And then she was like, I'm going to fucking kill myself. And I was like, is that a real thing? She's like, yeah, we are a little worried about it. Because she watched her daddy kill himself. And, well, we've always just wondered how much it affected her. I guess it affected her a lot.
I guess so.
And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm so sorry. You have to watch this. I was like, it's fine. If we're at my house, I'd be telling everyone that their grandpa ripped up everyone except us. Right? What do you fucking do?
Was that last part?
It kept on getting so crazy that I couldn't tell. I kept on having to be like, it's fine. If we were at my house, my mom would get too drunk, which isn't true. But
right. You're trying to make them feel better.
Right. It was
well,
insane.
How considerate of you.
Yeah, hey, I'm a good guest.
You are. Great guest.
And you know what? We don't do guests on the show unless you're really, really famous and you want to.
That's right. If your name rhymes with
Blogan.
Blogan. There we go. Yeah.
Bro Braun Brains.
We'll do some Belfa brain.
Yeah, Bray Braun
Braybon James. body chipping. We'll have you on the thing. Podcast.
Blow Biden.
Blow Biden. Bo Biden.
That's right.
I would much rather Hunter, dude. He's
R.I.P.
Dude.
fun.
R.I.P. Well, Bo's
That's
dead.
the thing.
So
People shit on Hunter Biden. I think he sounds like a lot of fun.
he's having a blast.
Yeah. Oh, he has all the money in the world, and he likes
Leave
blow.
him alone.
Who cares?
What? Just because your dad's president, you can't smoke crack? Who came up with those rules?
Right. He's probably going, what? What's the worst thing? What's the worst thing that happened if I smoke crack? Probably my whole life crumbles.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that he happens to smoke crack? He learns what crack tastes like.
Yeah, he's fine. Nobody gave him the fucking nuclear codes. He's at
Right.
like a Ramada Inn.
He's
Just getting
fine.
tooted out.
But not only is he doing that, he's also taping it.
Yeah, well, exactly. Because you know what? You got to produce content. It's quality over quantity these days.
What do you think that his question that he always like, how's Joe Biden? He's like, oh, he's fine. Like, what do you think his question that everybody asks him is?
Do you have
your
any
dad
crack?
okay?
Yeah,
Is your-
do you have
is
any
your
crack?
dad okay?
Hey, Hunter,
Is your
what are you
dad okay?
thankful for this year? Crack and
Crack.
hookers.
I think Hunter stays relatively out of the public eye at this
So-
point.
Dude, he taught a course at Tulane last year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Sick. What
On
was
what?
it?
It was like on ethics.
Home ec.
Ethics is phenomenal.
That's amazing.
That's a perfect class.
That's
for him.
perfect. Well, he learned all the ways to not be ethical. So if anybody knows,
It's
he's like
Joe
showing
Biden.
the videos of him smoking crack. He's like,
Now-
so this is bad.
Exhibit A, Exhibit B, on your test. This is going to be on your test.
To be honest, crack is on your.
And-
He sprinkles a little crack on every test before he hands it out.
He was hired to teach a course on fake news at Tulane University.
Perfect.
That's phenomenal. And he's like, I didn't
Perfect.
smoke the crack.
That's
or
like
did I?
Listen, okay though. Like, did you guys go to college?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's like a level 100 class, right? Come
Yeah.
on. It's fake news for like freshmen. They don't have to do any work in there.
Yeah,
College is a joke.
I remember
Unless
most of college
It's a total
was
joke.
absolute garbage.
We're all here right now.
Do you think there's any possibility that he was partying with those frat kids?
Wait, tell me that. What happened?
I'm saying, if he
No, I
told-
don't know what story you're talking.
Well, no, I'm
referencing.
just
Hunter
saying
Biden.
he
Do you
got
think Hunter
hired-
Biden partied with college kids while he was teaching college?
Oh.
No, you know what? I don't, because New Orleans is such a party-oriented city that it's not like he wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, if he was in Kansas, maybe.
Yeah, he can go to Bourbon Street after he's done teaching a class. Like, he doesn't need a 19-year-old co-ed who doesn't know how to load a crack pipe. You know? It's amateur hour for him. Hunter Biden needs a pro. Hunter Biden needs a girl who's been around for a minute.
That's the thing. Okay, so the other thing people go like, oh, hookers, that's not good. But the thing is, if I had a bunch of money and we were having sex and you didn't give me any money, you're an asshole. And Hunter Bunton is no asshole.
No. No. He's a very upstanding crack user.
Right? Have you ever met anyone who's casually done crack?
Not casually.
Well, it's not a casual drug.
I casually did crack.
You've casually?
I did it one time.
Did what? Do tell.
It was okay. It mustn't have been very good crack because I didn't really feel too hyped up. It just felt kind of like Coke to me,
Oh.
but like a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah.
Did you know it was crack going in?
Yeah. We got home.
Was it a rock?
My buddy and I, yeah, it was like a rock and a pipe. My buddy and I got back from Halloween in Madison, and it's like 4:00 in the morning, right? And I was already in the apartment, and I realized he didn't like come back with me, and I was like, well, what the fuck? And then I'm just kind of hanging out playing video games. I'm fucking hammered, and he comes into the apartment. I was like, hey, what happened? He goes, I was talking to this guy outside. I go, oh, okay. He goes, yeah, I bought some crack from him. Do you want to try it? And I was like, well, it was the best situation to do crack, right? It's like 4 a.m. I'm in a studio apartment on my own. Like, it was a safe space to do crack. So we did some crack and just hung
Crack
out.
is like a 8-hour dive down, isn't it?
I didn't think it was that bad. Unless we got really bad crack. I was fine by about the afternoon the next day.
So you guys didn't sleep. You just continued. That sounds like crack.
We just had like one rock, yeah. And we smoked it and like we were kind of wired up and then we got really tired after it kind of wore off.
And then so you did go to bed.
And then just conked out. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably like 8.
Ian John always talks about the people in his vents. Did you think there were people in your vents?
No, my vents were very tiny. It was a studio apartment.
Oh, he did meth,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
crack.
He did crack too. He did crack.
I'm sure he
I
wasn't
drove Ian John to enough houses with boarded up windows to know he definitely did crack.
Well, that's the gossip that
That's
we
it.
have.
That's all the gossip we got. A little bit of Hunter Biden in there, a little bit of Ian John in there, and then some sports too.
Yeah, you guys learned. We learned. And if you didn't learn, well, tell us what you want to talk about.
Should we try to do? Would you be open to this? Tell me. Would you be open to this? Should we try to
crack?
find,
No. Literally, I'm coming up on a year sober.
Should we find? We're all very proud.
Kratom does not count.
But hey, should we find remote-controlled vibrating anal beads and then play a game of chess between you and I? And we'll have Jimmy on chess engineering software.
We'll have to
That'd be
learn.
And you guys come up with a code on how you would move, and we try to play chess. Where
Mine
he's
is-
directing all your chess moves through
no.
vibrating anal beads.
And guess what? I know what my system is already.
Okay, well then you
It's
just
yes
gotta,
and no.
You can't tell me. You gotta tell
Yes. No.
Dude, that sounds incredible.
Jimmy. Should we do that?
We
Can
should definitely do that.
Are you up for it?
Are you up for it?
Well, I'm not putting beads in my ass. I'm
Why
just
are you afraid?
I'm just playing.
He
you.
is a Greek coward.
I'm not.
He's a cowardice.
I'm not afraid. I'm just homophobic. Listen.
Yeah, you'd fit in great in Qatar.
What if it converts you?
Would you be
You're
down?
Like, I thought I was liking chess, but it turns out I like dick.
Should we do this? Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Oh, okay.
I don't want a
think-
bishop in my ass.
To be fair, I feel like this sounds like a great idea, but this definitely is like a Patreon episode.
Yeah,
But it's also
we gotta
like,
do it.
how do you? But watch, I'm a really good actor.
Are you acting like you have vibrating anal beads in your ass right now?
That's exactly what I'm
You understand you're gonna have to act like you don't have vibrating anal beads in your
Okay,
ass,
fine.
right? I think we got to make this happen. We're going to figure this out. All right. So stick around. Stay tuned to Seasoned Vets. It sounds like we got a pretty fun episode coming up soon.
Yes, and if you guys need me to apologize to anybody for you, or quit your job,
Apologize. Break up with your significant other. Quit your job. Let us know. We'll do it on the podcast. We'll do it as a cameo. We'll just do it for you.
we'll send you a video.
We
So-
love disappointing people. I don't know if you've watched this whole episode, but we love disappointing people.
Yes, and if you're in your car right now, we'll disappoint you more.
Easily. Yeah.
So subscribe.
Subscribe. Get some anal beads.
Jimmy, do you have anything you want to say about Christmas?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
That's taking a side.
There we go. And a happy holidays to everybody who doesn't celebrate. To everybody that Kyrie Irving hates, happy holidays, okay?
Happy holidays.
You had to sing.